G'day folks, welcome to an OCC Queensland Daily Weather Up. Today, the 25th of the 1st, 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by our major sponsor, TownsvilleSheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe, accredited shed. This morning, we've got a couple of isolated showers around the Gulf coastline, maybe an isolated thunderstorm embedded in there too, I think. There's a sneaky lightning strike there. A couple of showers around the northeastern parts of the Cape, a couple of decaying convective cells down here in northern inland Queensland. 24 hours to 9 o'clock this morning, thanks to the Bureau of Meteorology, we had some nice falls in the southeast inland areas of the state. Some of them have actually got to the coastline between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And once again, we had some great falls across central inland and southern inland parts of Queensland. Once again, as with all this convective activity, it does get quite patchy. And you can see the difference there in a couple of kilometres between 54 millimetres and 4 millimetres. We also saw a couple of heavy storms around the Weipa area with about 80-something millimetres there. There it is, 86 millimetres in fact, and just next door, Surge of the RAF base, 21 millimetres. So once again, gives you an idea of the patchy nature of the rainfall. Northeast Queensland, also quite a few showers there, and some isolated showers over the inland northeastern ranges as well. In the high country around Ravenshoe, Mount Garnet and Herbert. And this afternoon, what can we expect? Not quite a repeat, not quite as intense activity and not quite as widespread across the southeast. You can see some isolated convection possible around the Sunshine Coast, hinterland, the Burnett District, Central Highlands and Coalfields. Widespread shower and storm activity expected today across northwest Queensland. Isolated convection also through the southwestern parts of the state. So once again, a bit of a messy storm day with lots of opportunities for showers and thunderstorms, but certainly not quite as widespread across the southeast as was yesterday. Also, you'll notice here quite a bit of convection across the Cape York Peninsula region this afternoon, this evening. Through the nighttime hours, we're expecting to see potentially a couple of storms still lingering on around northwest Queensland, but overall fairly patchy activity. Northeast Queensland could see an isolated shower or two that may not necessarily be reflected well on your screen there. By the time we talk tomorrow morning, you can see widespread shower activity across the northeastern Cape, but generally widespread shower and storm activity right over the northern Cape as well, through the Torres Strait Islands. Across the Gulf country and northern inland Queensland, we see a scattering of convective activity, northwest Queensland, central inland Queensland, and southeast Queensland, particularly around the Sunshine Coast, Burnett District. Surface winds are expected to be light to moderate easterlies across much of the state, with the exception of southern Queensland, where they could be more light to moderate northerlies. Just notice the sea breeze there that might be coming in, particularly across southeast Queensland and parts of central Queensland, where we could see those winds increasing to 10 to 15 knots. Still seeing some pretty gusty, strong winds across the northeastern Cape between Cooktown and Lockhart River. For those of you sharp-eyed, you would have noticed there's a low-pressure system in the eastern Coral Sea. That's tracking westwards and will weaken, but as it weakens and tracks westwards, it will increase shower activity on the northeast and central east Queensland coastlines from Friday into Saturday. More details about that trough and low at join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au. We have a subscription service and we go into depth and detail about systems like that are outside the 24-hour window that we talk about in here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.